All right, hi, my name is Matt Froelich, and I'm with the Marquette Wire, and here I am with Dan Briggs from Between the Buried and Me. How are you doing today?
I'm all right.
All right, that's good to hear. First question for you. How did this all start out, and how did you guys all meet?
Oh boy. Well, I met Tommy and Paul. They were in an old hardcore band called Prayer for Cleansing, and I met them in probably 1999 maybe. And we I was probably 15, 16 at the time, and I used to book shows, and I ended up booking Between the Buried and Me on their first tour. It was like a little picnic grove.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4th of July. I remember 4th of July, maybe 2001. And flash forward a couple years, I was in college and studying music, and their bass player had quit, and Tommy hit me up, moved down, and our drummer Blake had joined at the same time. So that was the genesis of it. And that was 11 years ago.
And what made you want to play this style of music?
It's all I've known. I grew up listening to, like people my age, we're getting into stuff in the 90s, listening to, Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Soundgarden or whatever, and that was kind of a gateway. And then, I was 13, 14, started getting into, punk and hardcore, and then probably a couple of years later, me and my friends were discovering Dream Theater and King Crimson, and it never really changed from there. Once the floodgates were open for what were kind of regarded as the essential original prog bands, King Crimson, Genesis, Yes, Gentle Giant, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, all these groups that led you up to kind of like Dream Theater or something, that was kind of like the thing that really got us into it at 15, 16 years old. There's just no looking back, and it's we're all into so much different music, and it's great to be able to look through past decades and be like, well, here's a great example of a band doing what they wanted to do, and they had success for it, and they had success for decades, just constantly doing what they wanted to do, and that's all we've tried to do. We just do what's most natural. We're not trying to appease anyone. Certainly not, the fans or anything. I mean, it's selfish, but that's how it should be. You should write music for yourself, and that's honest. And
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful payoff that people like it if they do. Every record it seems like we lose some fans, but we gain some fans, and that's just a part of I think the growth of a band.
Oh, that's great, because it should come down to the music.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And then what does Between the Buried and Me's plans for the future?
We're going to Europe to do some festivals this summer, which I'm really excited about. We're doing one in Barcelona where, on the bill is some of the modern progressive greats like Steven Wilson and Opeth, and then the French band Magma, who are super avant-garde, wild progressive band that I've loved for years, and I never thought I'd get the chance to see. I didn't even know they still played. I mean, this is a band that's been around since the 70s, and let alone share the same stage. I'm like beside myself about it. And we're going to come out in the fall and do our full Coma Ecliptic record, and I've got a record coming out in July with my other group, Orbs. And I recorded a record in January with a new group that I haven't even announced yet. So it's very busy. There's
Definitely
a lot going
busy.
on, and like I said earlier, this is our life as working musicians. So it's fun to be creative, and it's fun to get to meet cool new people, and constantly be writing and performing. You need a good balance of it. Like I said, we've been out for 9 weeks right now, so I'm dying to go home and get creative and work on something new. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here and talking with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, this is Dan from Between the Buried and Me, and I'm Matt from the Marquette Wire.